high-performance movement does not have the age ceiling you think it does. I'm 63 years old, and I'm about to prove it to you. Not with a promise, with a number. 480 beats per minute on the heavy bag. That would equate to 8 punches a second. Full force, full acceleration. Neither punch is a push. That's force transferring straight through, into the stand, into the floor. You can hear the audible signature when the base of the stand hits the floor. Verified 2 independent ways, frame by frame, not eyeballed. And in the air, with nothing to slow my hands down, 600 beats per minute. That would equate to 10 punches a second. This also carries an audible signature, air resistance and air displacement as the strikes snap. I'm not asking you to trust me. Every method I use to measure this is public. You can check it for yourself. Here's what this isn't. This isn't a highlight reel from someone who never stopped. I came back to serious training at 55 after years away. Not because of Bruce Lee. It was through the use of tools, and I was on my own path. Not long after I came back, I got hurt. A real rotator cuff injury from a heavy back session. Training hard, but yet not training smart. That injury is the actual reason this channel exists. Recovering from it is what sent me into the research, the anatomy, the physics, the actual science of how the body produces force, because I needed to understand what I'd done wrong before I could do it right. So the numbers you just saw didn't come before the comeback. They came after it. That distinction matters. This isn't someone who was always fast. This is what building it back correctly at this age actually looks like. Well, that's as far as the other video goes. Here's the rest of it. You've been watching this channel long enough to actually want it. So I started FMA, Filipino Martial Arts, when I was about 20. And I was trained by a man named Torrance Mathis. He was a first generation student under Dan Inosanto. So I would have come out of that second generation there. I didn't spend a lot of time with Torrance, only about a year or so. After that, I went to the military. So there was a kind of a real large gap in how I continued training, something I had to do on my own. I probably didn't come back till around 2020. I was 55, and there was some things I wanted to do a little bit differently than I had been doing before. I didn't want to, just start going back through the curriculum again or just joining a school. There was some things that I didn't like to describe weaponry in the way weaponry is described when Filipino martial arts are commonly taught, and I mean that in the sense of fighting with the weapons. I found that is not what they're for. There's a much better use, and this is what this channel is all about. So when I did come back and started looking for something different to do, I came across an art also from the Filipino martial arts called Serrada. Now, I didn't study Serrada. There were just some elements of it that piqued my interest and some things I had retained in my training. I was watching a man named Angel Caballas, I think that's how you say his name. He was one of the great, I guess he was maybe one of the, I don't know if he was a founder of Serrada, but he was a really great instructor, and I liked the way he moved. The synchronization and things like that. I picked up stuff like that, and that helped me along when I continued looking and researching, trying to find something different to do. I came across a website called Cognitive Kali. And this is where I started the actual getting involved in this, I guess you can say, brain training. It was from that website. That's the thing that launched everything as far as how I ultimately went through or, went along this path here. So that's going to predate this Bruce Lee research that I ultimately gravitated towards. So all that happened prior to that. So after the shoulder healed, I was able to throw hooks and uppercuts and, use the shoulder, use my body in a little better than I was using it before because of the pain. So I was able to continue training, not because I guessed that I can do this or I just kind of toughed my way through it. I researched it and found that I was able to do this because of what I learned about anatomy and movement in particular planes. So if you want to see where it turned into a full verified system, the numbers, the physics, all of it, well, that's going to be on the Science Fighter System channel. The link's in the description. If you've ever assumed your best physical years are behind you, I'd ask you to actually look at the evidence before you accept that. This channel is that evidence, built one verified number at a time.